Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today we'll talk about why you shouldn't limit yourself and you should let your desires manifest faster. One of the things that is commonly said is that you should be very specific about what you want to manifest. Now, this is true, meaning if you want a car, you don't just say, I want a red car. You get the exact details, the year, the make, the model, the interior, the tires, what they look like, the size, whatever. You get it exactly specced out, exactly what you want. You're very specific about it. But here's what's very important. Sometimes people will have a thing they want or some things they want. Let's say they have a few things they desire and it would cost about $10,000, for example. They get focused on those few things and only those few things, missing the fact that God has given them all kinds of opportunities to make $10,000 through things like maybe somebody's offered them a side job, maybe they had a business opportunity they didn't take. They're missing the fact that God is giving them the blessing right here and now, and they rejected it or just didn't understand what it was, didn't see the opportunity for what it was, and missed out because they were focused on they want that thing showing up to them instead of getting the money that they could just go buy those things. And what this does is it creates a big delay in so many people's manifestation. So many people are going year after year trying to manifest some things that they could have already purchased or they could have already taken some steps and already received those things, but they just didn't see the opportunities are right in front of them. And this is so vitally important. You must be open to God's wisdom. You must be looking for His opportunities that He's placing before you. Because one of the things is that many people approach life, and even professing Christians approach life and God as some magical thing, that God is just going to float some blessings out of heaven on you. You don't have to do anything for it, just sit back and relax and God will do it all. And there are times where things just manifest like that, of course. But that is not the standard way that things manifest. And so often, expecting things to manifest that way keeps you from getting the things you want. And God's placed those desires in your heart in the first place. But you're refusing and rebelling to fall in line with His laws that He set up. And you're ignoring these opportunities that come to your way because maybe you say, well, I don't want to do it, because maybe God has a different way. If God places opportunities in your life that are good, so they're ethical, they're honest, they're moral, there's nothing wrong with them, they're not going to necessarily distract you from your current business, they just complement everything perfectly, and you ignore those opportunities or decline them, when you've prayed and sought God's wisdom and everything is lining up for you and you should do it, but you refuse to do it, you have to understand you are placing a limitation on yourself in that position because you're not doing the things you should do. There's so much talk of the law of attraction, but there's so much ignoring the fact that law of attraction requires action. And the very word attraction is the word action. We need to act. We need to do things. And God does not always do things the way we think they're supposed to be done. And very often His blessings come in the form of an opportunity. Because He didn't put you here to be a robot. He didn't put you here to be lazy. He didn't put you here to sit back and just have Him and His angels send you things while you do nothing. And so the blessings you want, the desires you have, are manifested on the other side of taking these opportunities that show up for you. We got to be looking for opportunities. I look for opportunities every day. Sometimes they're small, sometimes they're very large. But look for them. Be on the lookout for opportunities, and not just so you can get a particular manifestation you have in mind, but they often will lead you to that manifestation being fully realized in your life. You do the thing you need to do, such as you believe that you received when you prayed. So you're walking in that faith of already receiving that thing. You already have that boldness of faith, walking and decreeing those things and calling those things that be not as though they were. And then you start taking action along those lines. And when an opportunity appears, you don't turn it down. I've talked to people before who are saying, well, I've been trying to manifest this thing for 5 years and just must not be God's will for my life. And ask them to go back and just think over those 5 years. Did they have any job opportunities come their way? They did. Did they have any kind of business opportunities come their way? They did. Did they take any of those opportunities? They did not. Oftentimes when people want a manifestation to come only a certain way, they create natural limitations to that thing manifesting in a timely fashion, and they delay it ridiculously. I've heard people say, well, I want this person to bring me this watch that I've been desiring for years. Well, now you've created some maybe potentially never-ending obstacle to your manifestation, because that person may not be in tune with God. They may not listen to God, and so they may never bring you that. But because you set it up in such a way that you have to have this thing happen, you'll never get the thing you want. And I'm not saying you can't have things like that happen, where you get a specific person to come and apologize to you, or to bring you the thing you want manifested, or whatever. Those things can happen. You can manifest that by visualizing and believing and walking in that and believing that's already happened because you believed, you received, and you prayed. But in the end, you still start taking opportunities that come your way. You don't slack off. You don't say nonsense like, well, if God wanted me to have it, I don't need to do anything. He'll just make me have it. That's loser mentality, my friend. I'm just being blunt here. The person that goes out and accomplishes great things, the person that manifests a life of riches and wealth and health and abundance and blessing and wisdom and favor and love and peace and joy, is doing stuff. They're active. They're absolutely taking action in their boldness of faith, and they're not waiting for things to happen to them. They're not just sitting back, hoping sometime, this time it might be the thing that I want. They just go out and do stuff. Understand, I'm not saying to go and make the manifestation happen. This is not like you trying to do an Abraham and Sarah thing where let's just use the handmaid. That's how you're going to have your seed, Abraham. And you try to make it happen. You try to force God's hand because it's not happening fast enough for you. No, you take the opportunities that show up for you. Being faithful to God. That's a faithful service to God when God presents you with opportunities. And He knows you can trust you. He knows that when He gives you an opportunity, and it's a good opportunity, everything's lined up perfectly, so it's obviously from Him, and you take it. He knows that you'll take action. He knows He can trust you with these blessings and opportunities that He can't trust other people with, because He's tried giving them things. He's given them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and they've rejected it. And they've declined it. They've been lazy. They've been indolent. They've been sitting around just expecting, God wouldn't want me to have to do anything for this manifestation. Perhaps not. But you still need to be doing stuff. You still need to be active. And just allow the blessing of the Lord to unfold in your life. So I want to leave you with this. Look for opportunities. And when they come your way and they line up perfectly with God and you've sought His will, and you got the green light on this, go take action immediately. Don't delay. Don't think about it. Don't, I got to go and get counsel from 10 people and delay these things for weeks until it doesn't even matter anymore. The opportunity is long gone. Yes, you can seek counsel if you need it. Firstly and foremost, go seek God. He gives wisdom liberally if you ask. You can get a plain answer to a question you have about whether you should take an opportunity or not within a few hours, maybe a day. God will put people in your life that will make it obvious you need to take this opportunity. He will put more information within the opportunity that show you it's obviously from Him. Just stop delaying and take action. And watch, my friend, as your manifestations start appearing out of nowhere. Many of them will appear the way you wanted them to, but because you weren't taking the opportunities that came your way and taking action on them, you delayed them and delayed them, and we're going to delay them indefinitely. But now that you're taking action on the opportunities that appear before you, you are going to start seeing great, mighty manifestations. Things that maybe you've been seeking for years are going to manifest rapidly. I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.